Hello. I'm delighted to tell you that you've won. Hello, is that Mrs. Price? Have you been involved in an accident? Hello, Mr. Pearson. You might be entitled to a refund of. Good morning. Can I. Well, that's a great start to the morning. It's not exactly an atypical start, but at least this morning I've been able to say a couple of sentences. Often, before the line actually clicks in, people put their phones down when they hear the pause, if that's the right term. They think it's going to be dodgy. I understand why, and there's so much coverage about it. It's a few bad apples, though, that affect the whole community, though. We're not all scammers, but we get tarred with the same brush. I mean, when I got this job, I was hired for my customer services skills. It was quite a rigorous selection program. A full day of testing. Must have been about 400 of us at the recruitment centre. Biometric tests, presentations in front of the board, even being analysed over lunch. It was quite full on. The next day was the panel interviews, and that was pretty tough. I think we were cold to about 50 by that point. And it was about 3 hours grilling with each of the section heads: HR, sales, marketing, finance, corporate, and then, of course, customer services. It's like the apprentice interviews on steroids. You had to have your wits about you, but mainly it felt like a test of endurance. I was exhausted when I got home. I think I had dinner. I was in bed asleep by about 7 o'clock. I think it was a week later when I heard back from them. Even taking the call seemed part of the test. You never knew for certain where it was heading, and it was a full 15 minutes before they actually told me I was through. The person seemed nice, but was detached and professional, though I had a feeling that there were more than the two of us on the call. I still felt I was being monitored, observed, and I was sure I could hear other people breathing in the background. It was a relief as much as anything when I was told I was in. I never did find out how many of the final 50 made it through. When I arrived in the building, it's a massive open plan office, all of us with our own separate booths. I've been here for about 3 months, and I'm only really on speaking terms with people around me. Small talk, the weather, traffic, what you're up to at the weekend. It's hard to get beyond that, isn't it? It seems that some of them go out to meet up again. It's hard to break into the inner circle. I'm sure in my second week I recognised that girl with curly hair from the interview day. It was only a glimpse as I caught her eye across the sea of people headed for the stairs, and I'd already pressed the lift door shut. She gave me a sort of look of acknowledgement. I'm sure it was her. When I got out of the lift, I rushed to see if she was there, but I'm on the 14th floor, and this place spreads out over many levels. She could have got out anywhere. Maybe I'll see her again sometime. Anyway, I was relieved to get the job as an advisor. It was quite a step up from my position as an assistant, and the benefits are good. The basic salary is not that different, but you can really make some money if you convert the leads by speaking to people. That's what I'm good at, isn't it? That's what I'm hired here for. How hard can it be? Perhaps a bit harder than I thought, given that most of the people I tried to reach don't want to speak with me. It's probably why the bonuses are so generous. It's an art form to actually get someone to engage with. I thought 20 people a week would be a doddle. Now it seems like a mountain to climb. You're lucky if you even get to telling them your name before the receiver clicks down again. What is more frustrating is that if people do engage, it is for very benevolent reasons. We want you to have what we offer. The amount of prizes we've tried to repatriate to winners is unreal, but because we try to phone people to tell them that they've won, they don't seem to want to believe it, even if they've ticked to say that we can contact them by phone. I don't know if you've ever tried to tell someone they've won $250,000. It's not as easy as you might have thought. You'd think they'd be excited, but no one ever believes me. They think I'm trying to con them. Then they wonder why we try back again and again to try and reach them, until eventually we end up getting our number blocked. We're trying to do them a favour. Instead, the money ends up sitting in our accounts. It looks like we're profiting from it when we're simply trying to hold on to it until we can pass it on to the rightful winners. Then there's a wealth of objects we try to shift: the cars, the speedboats, appliances, gadgets and furniture. No one ever claims it. We have warehouses full of the stuff that no one ever wants, and we can't pass it on to anyone else. I wouldn't have believed it, but they took us out to see it during our training. I could I could fit out my house about 10 times over and more with all of the stuff that's accumulated. It's unbelievable the number of holidays that remain unclaimed. Criminal, really. There'd be many people who could really benefit from these prizes. That's not even taking into account the people who've had accidents. There's a hard enough time for them to start rebuilding their lives, so a little handout from the insurance company surely would help out in these circumstances. I'm not really up on the ethics of why the insurance companies passed on the information for us to call customers to tell them the good news. I think they subcontracted us for our customer service expertise and they didn't have the capacity to do it. Sometimes people have a prize to claim and have had an accident, so I suppose it makes sense that we do the two at once. Most people are suspicious enough when we mention we know that they've been involved in an accident, and then to tell them they've won a prize on top seems too much of a coincidence to bear. I'll keep on going with it though. I took this job because I truly believe in the company's ethos and values, and I felt that I was doing a benevolence to the ordinary people out there. Didn't realise how much of a hard crowd you really are, but I keep at it, striving to make 20 people happy per week. The most I've done so far is 3, which I deem to be a good week, so the target seems ever distant. So, the next time you hear the phone click in, and it's not a number you recognise, it'll be great if you can at least hear me out. You never know, there may actually be something in it for you, and by helping you, I can get to my bonus. Not only will it be nice not to hear you hanging up, it'd be good to have a conversation with someone, and hopefully I can make your life a little bit more pleasant. Not all of us are trying to do you out of something. Some of us are simply doing our job.